Hi there. I'd love to thank you so much for joining me. It's we'll see commodities. Oh yeah, there's my face, and I'd love to welcome you to this free to this video lesson. And before uh, uh, we go on, I would love to thank my mentors, Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'd love to thank Timothy Sykes, who wrote the foreword to the book of the penny stock course written by his student Jamil. And finally, I would love to thank Matthew Crater, who wrote the book Rocket Stocks. And now we're here to talk. We're here to talk about silver. Okay, just all right, all right. Now, we are looking at this silver chart right over here, and we can see a buy signal. Now, I remember looking at this resistance level as early as July. You see this line here, this resistance level line. I saw it, I think, as early as should have been July or October. About 6 months ago, I saw this resistance level here, and there's a strategy that I was working on, that I was trying to study and understand, and it is via that same strategy that allowed me to make this line here. And it was actually a 6 month breakout line, and it has passed that line. Now the thing about trading is there are so many strategies that you can use, so many strategies that you can choose from. So it's really just up to you and what you decide to do. So you just have to know your strategy. And this strategy that I'm using is called the rocket booster strategy. Now, full disclosure, I do have more than one strategy, and I do trade in more than one market. So, trading is really just about you and how you feel, and it's about how you adapt to the market. So at the end of the day, you just have to try your best to adapt to the market and your trading style. So for me, this is my trading style, which is the rocket booster strategy. And the rocket booster strategy is very easy. And as you can see, it's signaled about 4 days ago as of this recording. The strategy signaled by signal 4 days ago as that of this uh, strategy. So basically, the price has to be above the 50-day moving average, and the price also has to be above the 200-day moving average. Also, it has to be in an uptrend, and that's how simple uh, this strategy is. And so that's how simple the strategy is. So we can try and look at it from another angle. Let's maybe attack it from looking at the news. Now, this news is according to Reuters on 1st December 2023, 0520 GMT plus 2. And it says gold poised for third weekly gain as cooler data cements Fed cut bets. Now, as you can see, gold has been up for the third week. It's been up for the third week according to this article. And this news is also related to gold. It's related to the dollar index, which is the DXY, also related to US treasury bonds. And as you can see, it's related to silver as well. It says gold price look to mark a third straight week rise on Friday. So as of this recording, we are recording on a Friday. After data showing cooling inflation, estimated bets for a rate cut in the US, with traders now looking forward to comments from Federal Reserve Chair Powell later in the day. So as you can see, gold futures here for February delivery rose to 0.1%. to 2059.3. So the gold that was ordered in February earlier this year got delivered this month, and that's what it means here. Data on Thursday showed as US consumer spending rose moderately in October, while the annual increase in inflation was the smallest in more than two dash 1.5 years. So consumer spending now, the way you need to think of inflation. Now inflation is compared to consumer spending. So right now, the biggest market is the retail market. The retail market is the biggest global market. The retail market is so huge. It is like the generations ahead of the industrial revolution. Okay, so what I believe, I may be right or wrong, but what I believe is we are still we're still in an industrial revolution, but then why it doesn't why the industrial revolution is not very evident, especially during this time of the day, is because the consumer market has 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 advanced to such a level. The consumer retail market has advanced to such a level that it is almost 1000 times bigger than the industrial market. So the industrial market is things like stock trading. Like what you're doing right now is actually an industrial revolution technique. It's actually an industrial skill. Stock trading technical analysis is actually an industrial revolution skill. But the retail market has 1000 times multiplied higher than the industrial revolution. And so this development in the retail market has brought about a new habit among the global community, the global crowd, called consumer spending. So we're in a world where consumer spending actually dictates the measurement of the economy, right? So that's why there is this correlation between consumer spending and inflation, because inflation represents the price of the goods and services that consumers are consuming. So we can go down here. We talk about the excuse me. We talk about the dollar index. Now, the dollar index fell by 0.2% after clocking its weakest monthly performance in a year in November, despite a 0.6% jump overnight. This is very, very true. So the DXY represents to some extent, it represents the foreign exchange market. So if you are into Forex, there is a drop to the US dollar currency pairs performance level. So it fell by 0.2% in November. Right now we're in December. So according to this article, they're saying the performance of the US dollar currency actually fell at 0.2%. Yields on the 10-year treasury notes also ticked lower. So you can see there is a relation between 10-year treasury yields and the Forex dollar currency. There seems to be a correlation. Traders have advanced their bets for a rate cut by the US Central Bank from about an 80% chance in May to a 1 to 2 chance in March, CME's FedWatch 2 shows. So basically, the Fed rate is basically, again, the central bank, the US central bank charges people to use the dollar. Okay, so if you are using the United States dollar, the US central bank is actually charging countries to use that dollar. And then you also look at the treasury. Now, the 10-year treasuries are basically, treasury is like the ministry for people who are from, let's say, Southern Africa or African countries. The way I could explain to you the treasury is like the Ministry of Finance. Okay, so a 10-year treasury is like the Ministry of Finance asset. So for people from Africa, they would understand when you translate the word treasury to Ministry of Finance. So treasury basically is just a bank account, a government bank account. All right. So now this 10-year treasury is a government bank account, uh, uh, backed not by gold but backed by the currency. So government bank account backed by the currency. So if the Fed cuts the rate, they cut the charge of the currency. So when they cut the rates, it gets cheaper to borrow. But when it gets cheaper to borrow the currency, when they cut the rates, they're devaluing the currency. And when they devalue the currency, it gets cheaper to borrow. But devaluing the currency reduces the value of the treasuries because treasuries are backed by currencies. And so the rates have paused for about 2 months now at 5.5%. Lower interest rates reduce the opportunity cost of holding non-interest bearing bullion. Spot silver was steady at 25.24 per ounce. Platinum was down 0.3% to $924. Palladium rose 0.6% to 1,013.84 per ounce. Data and events. So these are basically the related events that are to happen and also related to the current article. So that's just an article breakdown. I hope you enjoyed that article breakdown. I think we still have a little more time to go, but breaking down these articles is good because I get to explain to you, you know, from my experience and from what I understand from the global economics. Again, technical analysis, chart patterns. This is an industrial revolution skill. So you need to understand that even as you enter this world, it's like you're going back in a time machine. Okay, you're going back in a time machine because what you need to understand about the consumer spending world is that it is so advanced, and it's the consumer spending economy that has fueled social media. So if you are deep into the consumer spending world, and then you come into forex trading, stock trading, commodity trading, it's more of like you've taken a time machine backwards and you're back to the industrial revolution because stock trading, real estate investing, these are industrial revolution skills. Okay, including business strategy, business mindset, entrepreneurship. These are industrial revolution skills. Now, what is industrial revolution? Industrial revolution is about production. So, I don't know if I could do a research here, but there are four factors of production, and if you could just Google that, the four factors of production. When you Google the four factors of production, then you understand the industrial revolution, and entrepreneurship is one of them. So let's see if we can digest one more article. We have about I think about 5 minutes left here. So we can digest one more article. Now, this article is by the Dow Jones Newswires. Comics Silver ends the month 10.74% higher at 25.293% data talk. So it is good to trade the rocket booster strategy with the mindset of performance, right? So you can see the performance is pretty high here, on the month. So it's good to trade on the month performance, because what you want, and again, shout out to my mentor Timothy Sykes, who gave me this idea of, he calls them former runners. So you want something that has, he says it like, you want something that has legs, right? So as you can see, this performance shows you that the pattern and the move is in a trend and it has legs. Front month COMEX silver for December delivery gained 2.5420 per troy ounce, or 10.74% to $25.293 this month. So the delivery is how they calculate the profit for the silver asset. So silver has been up for 2 consecutive months. That's where, as you can see, that's the trend right there. Because remember, you want, especially when you are trading the rocket booster strategy, you want to enter into trades that have a trend. Okay, so it's not really about buying immediately and making money, but you want to buy something that's in a trend. So for the up 6 of the past 7 sessions, the longest winning streak since Wednesday, August 23, 2023, when the market rose for 5 straight sessions. So they are saying since August, the it has been one of the best performing sessions. So this is August. Now, since August, there have been like two drawdowns, which has been one and two. So imagine entering the trade in August at support, right? So this was the support level around August, but you can see actually the trend began mid November, if not beginning of October, when it hit a hard bounce, and it did bypass support, but then it just came bouncing back up. Excuse me. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. All right, there we go. So now, silver rose 11.73% from 52 weeks ago. So 52 weeks ago is basically more of like a yearly, about yearly, because you have 4 weeks in a month. So 4 times 12, that's about 48 weeks. So we're doing an average of 1 year. So from a 1 year average, silver rose by 11.73%, which is very important to note. It's very important to note the year trend, because you're not just looking at it from a monthly or daily or weekly, right? A trend is more of like a ripple effect, right? When you are trading a trend, think of a trend as a ripple effect. And so that's what's happened here. So I would love to thank you again so much for watching this video. Please do not buy what I tell you to buy. Do not sell what I tell you to sell. Do your own research before you trade. I'd love to thank you so much for watching this video. Take care and bye bye. Oh, and also rocket boost this content to learn more. Thank you and bye bye.